But one space which continues to hold very strong is the industrials and the entire railways team. But about the way forward, let me discuss it with Mr. Umesh Chowdhary, the Vice Chairman and MD at Titagarh Rail Systems, joining us on the show to talk to us about the prospect. Hi Umesh, good to be speaking with you. We understand the company recently inaugurated an engineering center as well, which is expected to add to the R&D as well, which and prepare a propulsion system forms almost 25-30% of the bill when it comes to the passenger coach. How will this new facility take your business forward in terms of, let's say, either the efficiencies on the cost side or perhaps some new products that you would be pitching to the Railways Ministry?
Yeah, good morning. Always a pleasure being with you. So, you see, we had been historically a wagon manufacturing company, and over the last few years, we've actually been evolving into becoming a more high technology passenger coach, passenger train manufacturing company. And as you rightly said, almost 25% of the bill of material of a passenger coach is propulsion, for which reason we had a strategic tie-up with ABB and with some technology that we brought in from our associate in Italy, Firema. Plus, we wanted to become a more integrated company, which is not only manufacturing, but designing, manufacturing, and branding its products. So in this whole strategy of ours, engineering becomes very important. It becomes a very focal point of our whole strategy. And we have this engineering center that we already have in Calcutta, where we have a substantial number of very highly skilled engineers, designers who work. We have a joint venture in Hyderabad with our associate Firema. So there we have about 40-50 engineers that are working on the designing of trains. And Bangalore is going to contribute. So they are all going to be working under a common platform, including the Italian design office. And basically developing the engineering and designs for trains both in India and for Europe.
Could it be 10% of company's top line in coming 2-3 years?
No, this is not going to add to the top line. This is going to add to the competence or the capabilities of the company, wherein we can enhance our product offering to the market, make more cost-effective product. But how it will impact once we have an entire propulsion in-house, how it will impact our bottom line is, as I said, 25% of the passenger coach is propulsion, and that is about 20% EBITDA. So, as I've always mentioned, that to move from that 10-11% EBITDA to 14-15% EBITDA, the delta would be covered by when we can produce our own propulsion. And in order to produce our own propulsion, we need to design our own propulsion. So the whole thing is actually different pieces of puzzle that is coming together in order to complete the picture.
The commencement of production of those 38 train set for Bangalore Metro also that you undertook. What about the execution timeline? When is it that you're expecting revenue recognition to come in on your books?
So the revenue recognition would start from Q2 of this financial year. And the target is that the first train will be dispatched by August from our facilities in Calcutta, and then gradually we will ramp up to be producing and dispatching 2 trains per month by the end of this year. We would also start the production of Surat and Ahmedabad later this year. So all of that will start coming in. So passenger rail business or the passenger rail segment is something where we can see the revenue start from Q2 of this year. And then it will continuously grow from quarter to quarter. And we should be able to get to a first level of desired levels in FY26.
Have you got any forward-looking feelers from the Railway Ministry so far in terms of the 100-day agenda, how Modi 3.0 would be different from Modi 2.0? Are there any very large changes which we should expect for the sector you represent, that is railways?
See, as far as the Modi 1.0, 2.0 or 3.0, if you really look at the whole plan, it's all moving to a plan. It's all moving towards a blueprint. In Modi 1.0, there was focus on debottlenecking, creating more infrastructure, more track space, more signaling, and that continued. I mean, that was first debottlenecking and then growth. The second one was, they started growing the business, so the traffic started growing. There was more rolling stock. There was more visibility on the future plans. And I think the Modi 3.0, the roadmap has already been defined. If we really looked at the the statements of the Honorable Railway Minister or the Prime Minister, it was very evident that railways is going to be one of the key to achieving the third largest economy status for the country, and towards moving towards Viksit Bharat by 2047. So what does that mean? It means more track capacity, and that is already happening. It will get enhanced. It will mean more rolling stock, so more freight, and it will mean more comfortable, faster, and safer travel for passengers. And of course, all the other aspects, which are the signaling and the safety, etc., that is going to be in the focus. So I think it's a very holistic thing. So to directly answer your question, we don't have the roadmap on the first 100 days, but to be honest, I do not think that an infrastructure, 100 days, is really something which is significant. The directional decision making or the directional framework or the directional strategy is important. And that was already done in the past. So, there's nothing really eureka type feeling that will come out in the next 100 days, is my perspective.
And that question, what I'm perhaps trying to understand is, let's say, even with Modi 1, Modi 2, there have been some hallmark projects. For example, Vande Bharat has been a hallmark project, and we've seen the entire Vande Bharat network getting created in last 5 years, not in last 10 years. Are there any hallmark projects which you think could be part of Modi 3.0, which right now you think could really add that big delta for the railway sector and for Titagarh?
I think proliferation of the additional Vande Bharats. We have heard that the railways are planning for a ticket waitlist free ticket or travel system. Now, if you want a waitlist free travel system, the number of Vande Bharats or the number of trains that will have to be added will be significantly higher. The railway is looking at moving its market share for the cargo to maybe 40-50%, which means a substantial number of additional wagons that will be required. And of course, one thing which will progress is the high speed this time. So, whether it's the Bombay Ahmedabad high speed network, or it is also higher speeds on the existing network. For example, aluminium Vande Bharats. It was something which was planned by the government last year. For some reason, it could not move forward. So we hope that the aluminium Vande Bharats might come in, which will be lighter, more ecologically friendly, and probably a little faster. And coincidentally, we are the only company in India which has manufactured aluminium coaches for the Pune Metro.
Okay, so given the prospects that you're talking about in the rail freight as well as the passenger vehicle segment, what's the anticipation for the entire year in terms of the revenue and the margins? Because that is ultimately what it all boils down to.
Absolutely. So we do not have a policy of giving a forward guidance or future projections. But, if you really look at the trajectory that we have been, it's a company 2000 and up to 2018, around 2018 or 19, we were a 300 crore top line company per year. From there, we went to a 1,000 crore top line company per quarter in March 2024. So we believe that we did about 3,700, 3,800 crores of top line. We will have a certain growth this year. But the real growth in terms of top line, which we expect where the passenger business starts kicking in, will be in FY26. So we have a strong order book, including our share of the joint venture. Our total order book stands at almost 28,000 crores. So with all of that, with the capacity that we are developing, particularly in the passenger rail side, where we are setting up facility for 72 cars a month, the Pune line or the metro line will give us 36 cars a month, and the Vande Bharat will give us 36 cars a month. All of this will start getting productionized to the full capacity or to near full capacity in 26 and 27. And that's where the real jump in the company's top line and bottom line is expected.
To assume that by FY 26-27, when you say the bulk of the increment is going to happen, the company would look more like a 8 to 10,000 crore top line company?
So what I can tell you is what would be the capacity that we are creating, and then it depends upon a host of factors in terms of orders, etc. Because I would not like to be speculative, but what we are doing is the capacity we are creating is to produce 850 cars a year on the passenger side. Each car, let's take a cost of 10 crores. So the total capacity that we will have for the passenger side would be 8,500 crores of revenue, plus 12,000 wagons, freight wagons at about 30, 35, 40 lakhs. So that's another 4,500, 5,000 crore of revenue. So that will be the potential of revenue that the company can generate. What would be the actual revenue will depend upon the order flow, about the execution, and a host of other factors.
On that note, we let you go. Thanks so much for making time and speaking with us. So that's the management of Titagarh Rail Systems. Of course, they have evolved into a holistic, railway system provider rather than just a wagon maker. And we have seen the transformation in terms of the overall profile of the revenue and the company's profitability as well.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.